Rarely am I surprised of a new car reveal, but today I am. Why is that? First of all, here, Škoda is going for a luxury SUV. And is this one here, so to speak, an all-new Kodiaq generation? The first time we have a real electric Kodiaq. This one available as a 7-seater and as a 5-seater, and I can tell you there are a lot of luxury features and also surprising build quality on the inside. Many things we have not expected, and that's why we are showing you here today the new Škoda flagship, the all-new Škoda Peaq with Q. And also later to come, the Sportline, both exterior and interior. But is this really now the peak of Škoda? We're going to find out here with Thomas Nautical Fuel in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go with this larger Enyaq, so to speak, here in the front grille. We have also the so-called tech deck, the illumination here in the middle part. Then we have the optional matrix LEDs. The main headlamp unit is right there. And the contrasting sportier lower part. And this beautiful color here is called rosewood beige. And Leah already has told me that she wants to take this vehicle in this exact color. And let me show you directly here under the hood, because it's an electric one. So probably now the real all-electric Škoda Kodiaq, the Peaq here, because this one will be longer than the Enyaq. Here, under the hood. Surprisingly, there's the trunk cover, which is also then moving electrically anyway, but this is like a way to store the trunk cover if you want to use the like the 6 and the 7 seat, and you can also store the charging cables here. So it's not a large trunk, but you can at least store some stuff which you don't want to use from time to time. And here also the interesting integrated funnel again for filling in the wiper fluid right here. So also a nice idea. Also with the good insulation underneath. There we go. And now it gets even more interesting with a length of 4.87 meters, 192 inches. That's 21 centimeters or 8 inches longer than the Škoda Enyaq. And there's also no corresponding model with the ID.4 or something from Volkswagen. This one is even a little bit longer than the Škoda Kodiaq. And here we have the wheels, 21 inch. These are the biggest ones. It would start from 19 inch. Then these wheel arches here with this aerodynamic insert, high gloss black. And I think from the side profile, it almost looks like a concept car. Why is that? Because this line here is so straight, and also this cutout is pretty unusual indeed. But I think it looks quite striking, because it's always a tricky thing to make a long SUV appear in a nice and elegant way. Then modern T-shaped rear lamps, and we have here the 90X model. It's the all-wheel drive one, 6.7 seconds in the acceleration figure. That's the quickest one. You either have rear-wheel drive, MEB Plus platform, or here then the all-wheel drive additional electric motor in the front. And you have two different battery sizes. We have the charging flap here on that side. So the small battery is at 59 kilowatt hours net. So it's basically the small battery from the Enyaq, and the big battery, now it gets interesting, is the big battery from the VW ID.7 at 86 kilowatt hours net. It's also equipped here with the 90X. Oh, there's like a, ooh, do not touch. It's a pre-production model, that's why. So yeah, probably I should leave it. But it's AC and DC charging. AC 11 kilowatt and DC is here 220 kilowatt peak. And it's 28 minutes for the big battery, 10 to 80% state of charge. There are meanwhile, of course, faster charging cars, so this one does not get 800 volt charging. That's maybe the only thing you have to swallow, but the acceleration will be fine. The exterior looks pretty cool. And of course, it will drive sporty because it's rear-wheel bias, so to speak, even in the all-wheel drive spec. And the interior, which is to come right now, I can promise, holds a lot of surprises. So by the way, actually I wanted to be dressed exactly like this, you know, with the jacket and then also with the fitting brown leatherette shoes to the vehicle. But we had two problems. First of all, it's so hot meanwhile in the studio from all the light that I can't moderate with the jacket on. And secondly, the shoes, like the fine business shoes, they're squeaking on that ground that all the time during the moderation we're going. So that's why I had to move to sneakers and t-shirt then overall. Sorry about that, but I think it still looks fine, right? Now to the interior here. Open the vehicle, and then you see here these door handles come towards us. However, in case of they would usually pop out also in an accident. They should, but if they wouldn't, you could still push them in like this, and also even if they wouldn't come towards you, you could push them like out like this, and then they're still mechanicals. Also good to know. And then good door closing sound in the rear as well. And then inside of the doors, here is a soft touch structured material. Here is a very interesting inlet material, and then we have a leatherette here, and here also a little bit softer for your elbow. Classic controls as we used to from the inside of the doors, windows and the side mirrors, easy. And this is here an interesting opening mechanism from the inside of the door. Fabric at the inside of the door pocket. Hey, even BMW doesn't have that. And of course, typical for Škoda, we have here the umbrella casing. It's always a nice feature. So I told you they're going luxury. And then here the steering wheel is a new high-grade leatherette material. Feels also very nice. Then rear buttons in the steering wheel, heated steering wheel, for example. Then here also with rear rollers. The Sportline we're going to show you very soon also has a different 3-spoke steering wheel. This also has this bright design for the dashboard, and once again a structure right there. Finally, proper large instruments, not like in the Enyaq where they're way smaller. And this is the sweet trim level, so high trim. This is a perforated leatherette. You have here these perforations, but there's nice soft material as well. Oh yeah, Leah was showing that with the camera here. It's additional microfiber cushion. This is also really cool. Also here the perforation loper, and this is also not only heated but also ventilated. Pretty cool. And we have a special relaxation function. You already see here this luxury feature right there. I can like fine-tune that myself already with this button. This is already possible. And then I can set like a relaxation memory position. I press it once, and then you see here it goes into the position which I have personally set as the relaxation goodbye memory function. And for example, due to like, that's the stuff. And then look at that. This is like S-Class styling for the front seats basically. And if there is a longer charging stop, this is see you in like about half an hour, guys. And then but keep watching. This is really cool actually. And then I can just press this button once again like this, and it goes back into the original position, and the charging is done. I could really use a nap right now. So the steering wheel, by the way, here, manual control in and out, up and down, and the gear selection is here on the right side. And now it gets even more exciting. As I said here, very comfortable seats, pretty cool. You get a fixed a fixed roof as standard, but this one here is the optional glass roof. And if you get the glass roof, then you also have these electric shades. This is like a visual thing, but you can also remove them, or you can make it like this shade all the way. And it goes really all the way, but you cannot leave fresh air in. This one does not reduce the heat that is coming in. That is inbuilt in the glass itself. This is only like against glare and something like that. And then we have this new setup with the vertical screen, 13.6 inch, and also once again nice quality materials here, everything covered. Then a huge glove box as well, falls down smoothly. Space underneath here, 2 USB-C chargers, and also a nice covering at the lower part. Oh, bless you, Leah. Always sounds so sweet, even when she's snoozing, right? And then here we have the inductive charging pads, and they are connected here with MagSafe, so magnetic holders, 25 watts, so they're pretty powerful as well. I think there should be cooling in the ring around. I think, maybe, can I hear that? Yeah, I think so. I think there should be cooling then around. Also nice inlet here, but you can still charge with the cable because you've seen the USB-C charger there in the bottom. And then on top here, there's like this, there are like small holes where you can put the cable down from underneath if you prefer the classic cable charging. And real buttons here for the fan speed and also for the temperature with clicking sounds. Oh, nice light, yeah. Nice light illumination right there. Also manual volume jog. So they're really ticking all the car customers' wishes here, I would say. Here again, as I showed, better to see from this perspective, the gear selector, drive, reverse and park. And then this one here, the middle armrest, you can slide backwards, soft for the elbow as well. Then we have in the front these cup holders, and you can actually put them out. They even have some fabric on the ground. And this looks interesting, right? What does that look like? What does it resemble? I'm not sure. And this has an interesting bottom because here, when I put up this, there's more space here and more space there. And then, surprise, I can take out this one here. There's a lot of space underneath there. Here, by the way, also charging card holder. So they also thought of that. And now, let's say you are also at the charging stop and you don't want to sleep, or you still have some work to do, maybe with a laptop, and yeah, that happens from time to time. Now I have to see if I can do that quickly. So like this, it's almost like assembling like a rifle or something like. And then here you put it like that, and ta-da! I have a table, and then I can maybe put the laptop here, work a little bit, or Leah and I can have some picnic. Yes, in very rare cases, I do allow eating in the car. It has to be very diligently planned and tidy, and nothing should be spilled in the car and so on. That's why this table would be a good idea, you know, because you can wipe the table later on and so on. Yeah. Oh, hello, I'm the table. I can also speak. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting idea. And yeah, Škoda is always coming up with these
Simply clever.
Tetris, simply clever Tetris features. And here you can also play Tetris again. The kids will love that, putting that one in place, by the way. The cup holders are also 4-dot design. So in this one you can store then here again. There's also like this additional, like a strap that you don't have that one flying around and so on. So that's a pretty cool idea, actually. I like that. Also, the infotainment system is completely new, Android backend. It's also quicker than before. We can have a deeper dive than here now into the instruments and the infotainment. And also here, there's a big box for the head-up display. Driver POV here with the real buttons at the steering wheel. And here I can also click through some views of the digital instruments, map view, for example, like this. Then you also have this head-up display in there and this new vertical screen. This is the map view, but you can also have this car menu, and it's also so much quicker than before. So there's more CPU power in the back end, also better visualization and so on. All the graphics look better, and here you can also see that you can not only activate the seat heating, but also the seat cooling, and they both also work at the same time. So that's also a pretty cool feature to have right there. Yeah, so it's a completely different software atmosphere here. You can scroll down from the top. Then you can also easily deactivate all these things that are maybe distracting and so on. So pretty cool new interface. Here you can also set the charging limit and so on. Very easily done. Then the rear seats, soft touch on the top part, Sonos sound system. Then we have this inside here once again, soft touch here, and also this manual opener once again. This is not fabric covered then from the inside. And then we have these seats which we can slide forward, and wow, that goes really way there. So you can make more trunk area or more legroom. Then here you can adjust the angle of the seat. Also the beautiful ceramic leatherette. Then you can fold this down. Cup holders, not adaptive though. This one can also be individually folded for ski hatch purposes. And then here the 2/3 forward or backward, that also works. In the lower part we have seat heating for the rear, yeah, when it's not powered at the moment. So
it's a little bit loud,
yeah,
so we turn
seat
it off,
heating
yeah?
and climate unit, USB-C chargers. This is like an insert you can use, but you can also remove that here for additional cup holders in the lower part, for example. And you can see when I'm driving, I still have enough legroom left in the second seating row. There's a lot of space, very comfortable upright seating position, and also enough headroom here, no problem as for that. So yeah, this really well usable vehicle. I've already folded up the third seating row, and the thing is, I could still sit here when this one is a little bit more forward like this. And you also have this entry function, of course. So we're going to check out if I can still fit then here behind. What do you think? Does it actually work? Let's find out. So on both sides you have these levers where you can fold the seat and push it forward like that. So, and let's see. So when I push this a little bit further behind, I mean, I could not sit there now, you know. but I have to see if I can fit in here behind. That's close. So not for tall adults actually. Close with the headroom. Legroom also doesn't really work. I can show that to you. So I have to fold this one. Yeah, that doesn't really work. I mean, this one is even no one could sit there now. So it doesn't work with tall adults in the rear. The seats themselves, they're actually nice, also good quality. They are not perforated, but also don't need to be. Even USB-C chargers here for the third seating row, but it's more like, there's no ISOFIX. So this is again this case of children are old enough that they don't need the child seat here, but they're not that tall yet that they can't fit here anymore. So there's like this limited use case
no
here.
Michael Jordan in his
No Michael Jordan and no Michael Jordan teenager here. By the way, here from the rear, it looks a little bit more purplish, the color, because of this reflection from this screen where the birds are flying and stuff. Just to know, it's more golden also in the rear. Then here in the trunk, 890 liters for the 7-seater and 935 for the 5-seater. Soon going to show that to you here. This one, of course, easily fits in here. Then we have the width here is like 1.40 meters, but more to the wheel arches than to the third seating row. 21 inches, 54 centimeters underneath. Some more space. You can also put it up like this, and some more space underneath that. You can also put the charging cable right there, would be possible. And then here, folding the last seating row like this. This is only possible when I move this one here a little bit further to the front. So you could push them back then again, and then the trunk length, the minimum would be at 44 centimeters or 1.10 meters. But as I said, you can also make it a little bit longer. So move these seats here all the way to the front like this, and also change the inclination. So this is all possible. However, if we leave them like this, for example, then we can also use this remote fold like this and like this. Yeah, for this one maybe it needs one more push. Then we have the full length scenario in 4K as well. Soon maybe 8K. And then here, it's almost the full, it's the full ruler, like 2 meters or 78 inches. That's pretty cool. Also the cutout and so on. And there's here also V2L. So this goes from the high voltage battery, here the power socket, both from the inside, towing also possible here with the electric towing hook, and also here this outside V2L adapter. So also they thought of that. Hey Thomas, you forgot the height. Thanks for the comment. Yes, 73 centimeters or almost 29 inches. And this is here, different trim, the Sportline, and in the white vehicle color, also looks pretty stunning. Then you can also see these high gloss black contrasts that come, for example, with the Sportline right here. Looks pretty cool also here with the black mirrors and so on, black frames around, so this sinister look. Black wheels here also in the largest ones, 21 inch. And here this contrast with this cutout concept car-like style even becomes more apparent here. But again, no concept car, series production. In the rear, once again, more high gloss black than also in the lower contrast. And interior is also a little bit special. Here it gets the new Sportline badge. And we have two special things here. So first of all, this Sportline interior, microfiber seats soon to come. But here, this is also the 5-seater. You can of course get the Sportline 7-seater, it's possible, or also other way around. And here you can move this one here in a completely lower position. This than the like the Advantage, and then we have more height here in the trunk. So there we are at 33 inches or 84 centimeters. So that's a pretty cool thing. This, by the way, here, this splitter you can apply to the vehicle. You can also move it in the top position again. So I honestly would say, since the 7-seater use is somewhat limited, maybe the 5-seater is even the better pick. And then here, interior in the front of the Sportline, insert then with the beautiful microfiber. We also have a different insert here in the top part, for example, and then here steering wheel with perforation at the side, and also the 3-spoke design Sportline badging. So this different, and more microfiber at the dashboard, everything then in black, and also the same seat form, but with black microfiber once again here on the inside. Perforation as well, outside leatherette. So let's see about the seating comfort in comparison. I mean, it's the same seat form, same ergonomics, and both materials are very nice. Maybe the leatherette is a little bit softer. Yeah, I think the microfiber is a little bit firmer. Yet again, this also feels pretty cozy. And at this moment, they only have seat heating, but they say they also consider also offering the seat cooling here for the microfiber. So this might be then something for the future. And here from the cockpit perspective, you see once again that they have more microfiber use, also the dashboard and so on. So yeah, I really also like this setup here. Both are very nice and elegant. Oh, here red ambient lighting around in the inductive charging pad here in the. This also looks like, ooh, like little Darth Vader style. So, so yeah, I'm a little bit undecided which one I find cooler. The other one really like super elegant. This one a little bit sportier. I like the microfiber, but somehow I think the leatherette is maybe a little bit more comfortable. And then if you have the seat cooling there for the moment, I would probably stick with that one, but then go here for the 5-seater, I think. Sound system test, the Sonos sound. It's pretty cool, right? Wow.
Love
It's
it.
actually really good. I mean, there are a lot of premium sound systems here on the market. And the first time they go with Sonos, and I would say I'm really impressed. It sounds really amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. What range can we expect? Of course, it depends on the speed, but since this one here can now also be bought with that big battery from the ID.7, we can expect some realistic motorway range between 400 and 500 kilometers, depending on the speed, between 250 and 300 miles. Prices are not out yet at the day of the shooting, trying to deliver that to you as soon as possible. They promised it would be a pleasant surprise. Let's see about that. And you can now comment on how you like the Škoda Peaq, and also if you go 5 or 7-seater or Sportline or the Suite or other trim levels, there will of course also be base trim levels available with fabric seats and so on to keep the price a little bit lower. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. And now tune in to other competitors.